Good afternoon and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View. Even though the transfer window is closed here in Scotland, Celtic have managed to offload Liel Abada this week for a tidy sum of €10 million, €8 million up front with add-ons, taking it to €10 million. Alexandro Bernabei is ready to leave Celtic on loan until the end of the season. It's been suggested that Bernabei, the player that was brought in the left back position, who can also play in left midfield, he was brought in as left back to displace the one and only Greg Taylor, which he's not been able to do. He joined Celtic on the 1st of July 2022. He's been at Celtic a couple of years now, and his contract was to expire in 2027, the 31st of May 2027. And the little Argentinian hasn't really had much chance at Celtic. People are saying it's just awful. And now it looks like he's going to get a loan move back to Brazil. The little Argentina is off to Brazil and he's heading off to South America. Alexandro Bernabei is going on loan until the end of the season. Celtic bought him for $3.75 million under Ange Postecoglou, and the details are a bit sketchy at the moment. It's coming through on Twitter from South America, so the information isn't coming out of Scotland at the moment. Brendan Rodgers has been basically going on about poor defending at the back and it looks like Brendan Rodgers will make massive changes at Celtic this summer. It does leave us short at the back with Bernabei going out on loan to the end of the season. They're obviously trying to get a loan to buy option for the player. And Brendan Rodgers obviously want rid of him. Does it mean that Brendan Rodgers is going to spend big? What does it mean for wholesale changes at Celtic in the summer? When you look at it, Bernabei's not been given much chance. He's only played about 8 games for Celtic. Hasn't scored any goals. And he's hardly been near the starting lineup at all. He's hardly even been on the bench. What does it mean for Celtic? Who did they bring in as cover? Who did they bring in as cover for the one and only Greg Taylor when Bernabei is now pumped out? The efforts to find Bernabei a new club in January window were unsuccessful. However, reports from South America now indicate that Bernabei will be given the chance to head back to his home continent of South America. And that departure follows this week's departure of Liel Abada. Liel Abada heading off for $8 million, $10 million in total. Celtic will have just more than doubled their money on Liel Abada this week, so that will add to the spending power of Brendan. No, it won't. No, will Brendan Rodgers get the money to spend this summer? The exit needs to be, we're just waiting on the official confirmation with the Liel Abada one. He has been in America. He's had his medical by all accounts. But the Bernabei one, well, that came out of nowhere, didn't it? Nobody expected Bernabei to go before the end of the season. Probably means that Liam Scales could move to the left back area if need be. Would Celtic then go to a back three? Would it be advisable to go to a back three the way that Celtic have been playing towards the end of the season? Could Celtic then go 3-5-2 if Greg Taylor was out injured? Or would you just put Scales out and then bring in one of the defenders? I feel sorry for Gustav Lagerbielke. Gustav Lagerbielke is a player that wanted away. He had another club lined up, and Celtic pulled the plug on it. Yet we're getting rid of Bernabei, who's been here even longer than Gustav Lagerbielke. I think what we can say is young Mitchell Frame should get an opportunity. He should get an opportunity if need be at that position. But when it comes to it, it's going to be an interesting summer. We all thought there wouldn't be a fantastically busy transfer window this summer. It looks like Brendan Rodgers is going to be particularly busy because, let's face it, we're looking for a goalkeeper. We're now looking for a goalkeeper. We could be looking for 2 goalkeepers come this summer. We could be looking for 2 goalkeepers with Benji Siegrist. It's been suggested that Benji Siegrist was in talks with Sturm Graz for a month during the last transfer windows, and the talks for that fell through. Now that those talks have fell through, it just means one thing. It's just delaying time for him to then want out the door at Celtic. So there's going to be wholesale changes this summer. Let's talk about it on the live this evening, 6 o'clock Celtic part-time, where we'll talk about Bernabei leaving. We'll talk about what is really going on behind the scenes at Celtic.